Hey friends of Hot News, how you doing? I have an existential question of the day for you. Is the Kool-Aid Man the jar or the liquid? Ponder that one. Well, also I tell you about a giveaway that we're doing. My friends, if you are in the Gainesville, Florida area, come to the University of Florida on March 4th next week, 12:35 p.m. We're going to be giving away this NZXT H1 computer. Has a Ryzen 7 3700X, 5700 XT in there, $1,600 computer. We're going to be giving it away if you're willing to trade in your console. PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, trade in your console. So if you bring your console, you have a chance at taking this puppy home. So with that being said, let's jump on into the hot news, which is the previous hot news that we did, the article about the 5950 XT 5120 stream processors on the new AMD graphics card. SK Hynix says that that is fake. How dare anybody say that they leaked that information? Their official statement saying that the HBM2E and AMD's next-gen GPU marketing stuff is misleading. It's not an official document. They're saying that the internal document is fabricated. The HBM2E shown in the document specs, they're completely incorrect, and that it's not developed for AMD whatsoever. So this could mean that they're telling the truth. SK Hynix is saying that this is not ours, how dare you? Or they could be covering their behinds and it's actually real. Just kind of like that rumor that came out that Lisa Su was going to be leaving AMD and going to IBM, but then it turned out that that wasn't quite the case, although it wasn't completely mistruthing. She actually did end up joining IBM as part of the board of directors. So there is some truth in the rumors that have come out, and them covering the butt saying it's not going to happen doesn't mean that there's not necessarily something going on behind the scenes to make something different. However, we can say that SK Hynix is officially saying that that is not real. So don't believe everything you see on the internet. I think I did a slightly poor job in the previous hot news of saying that it's a rumor and that you shouldn't necessarily believe it. That was on my mind, but I never explicitly said that. So I'm gonna roll back. I did it with the NVIDIA stuff that came out and I messed up on the previous one. So everything that I say is a rumor. Just know that when I say it's a rumor, I'm saying it's unsubstantiated. We're taking a look at it because the community at large is interested in it. And if it does indeed happen to be true, people are gonna be very excited. If it happens to be false, well, then we had some fun examining something that could only be in our imaginations. And I, for one, like my friends. So SK Hynix says that the Radeon GPU leaks are fake. However, there seems to be some rumination that AMD is going to be pushing something out soon, if not for the fact that Microsoft is announcing their products before they are. So just hopefully something comes out. Let me know what you think about SK Hynix saying it's not real down below in the comments. And what is real is Cloudflare is deciding to deploy some AMD Epyc processors in order to get its, Cloudflare DNS service and VPN, all of that stuff. They're going to be running some of that on AMD's Epyc servers. And just a couple more AMD notes. What is real, again, from them is that there are new Ryzen embedded processors, the new R1305G and R1102G. In case you're interested in Ryzen embedded processors, you can take more description down below. And then on top of that, in case you wanted a brand new Ryzen 3 that is not an APU, and by brand new, I mean it's existed for a couple years, but only for OEMs, apparently as of March 3rd, AMD is going to be selling this directly in retail. So the Ryzen 3 2300X, so this is second generation Ryzen with Zen Plus, but doesn't have the APU. This is going to be going on sale. Currently, it's listed on Amazon for about $180, but that's just because there's no stock of it and the price is stupid. It does seem to be indicating that this is going to retail for about $70. It's only going to be 4 cores and 4 threads, and that's a little expensive considering you can get the Ryzen 5 1600AF, which is basically a Ryzen 5 2600 for $85. And if you don't know about this, we covered this in a previous hot news. I'll leave a link in the video description for the Ryzen 5 1600AF. It's a great processor, $85, 6 cores, 12 threads. Getting a 4 core, 4 thread with no integrated GPU for $70 is a little weird, but in case you don't have $85 to spend on a processor and you do have 70, this might be the way to go. Or you could get like a 2200G from the previous generation, get one of those used for like $50, and that way you have similar CPU specs, but then also get an integrated GPU. I don't know, I'm just spitballing out here. Speaking of spitballing, ballooning, good connection there. Alphabet's Loon, they have worked with the HAPS Alliance, which includes large carriers, to bring out high altitude internet. The Loon project uses balloons fixed beam internet, unlike Elon Musk's Starlink, which gives satellites to bring internet. One of them is cooler. I'll let you decide who, but Loon now partnering with the HAPS Alliance. Let's switch over to game news, because 4A Games, the people behind the Metro series, Metro Last Light, Metro 23, Metro Exodus, they discussed with Eurogamer about some of the upcoming generations of stuff, and they're saying that they're very excited. They're fully into ray tracing, dropping old code path and techniques completely. They're ready to go for next generation games. They want ray tracing now. Metro Exodus obviously being one of the big examples of RTX being in video games, so it makes sense that 4A is behind it, but now they actually have consoles that will be able to support this. So maybe even getting like a Metro Exodus remaster where the RTX is now coded into the consoles so that it works for the Series X and the PS5. I don't know. We'll see if that happens. But what people have been saying, let's see if it happens for a while, is the Half-Life remake known as Black Mesa, because this is a community project by a small-time developer who has been trying to just make this for quite some time, and now it has an official release date, Reece. It's coming out March 3rd, 20 days before Half-Life Alyx. Black Mesa is going to be cool. You can check out more of that down below in the description. But speaking of Half-Life Alyx, Valve is having some hard time shipping out the Valve Index because of the current virus scares. I can't say the word because I can't get demonetized anyways, because of certain factories shutting down in China and Taiwan due to virus stuff, and Korea. They are not able to get as many indexes sold as they would like in order for the upcoming Half-Life Alyx launch. So that means that they're just going to have fewer people who are going to play it on their VR headset and instead have to pick up something like an Oculus Quest with a link cable and then be able to play it that way, which is probably the way most people are going to do it, because then getting a $400 VR headset plus a link, like that's another $60. So you're spending like $500 instead of $1,000 for the Valve Index. I don't know. And in the previous episode of Hot News, we reported that Kojima Productions had pulled out of GDC regarding the beer virus concerns. Well, it now appears that EA has also pulled out at the last minute. GDC seemingly falling apart at the seams, kind of like PAX East did a little bit, and Mobile World Conference. However, while companies are pulling out of conferences, some companies are investing into games. Bad segue. I'm so sorry. Horizon Zero Dawn has appeared on Amazon France as being a game that's coming out on PC. The PC version listed on Amazon France, with Sony being the publisher behind the game. There's no reveal date as of when this is coming out, but having a leak on a retail store gives us some hope and some promise. Obviously, Death Stranding, which was also helped made by Guerrilla Games. So Guerrilla Games made Horizon Zero Dawn, and they assisted Kojima Productions in the development of Death Stranding. Death Stranding has been confirmed to come out to PC. Since they use the same engine, it would be very easy or similar process to port that over. So it could be a simultaneous thing. Speaking of simultaneous thing, we reported in the previous episode of Hot News that Microsoft confirmed that all first-party titles are going to be simultaneous on both the Xbox One X and the Xbox Series X, and Square Enix has come out and said that they have no plans of making next-gen only titles in the immediate future, and especially because of the backwards compatibility of the next generation of consoles that can just develop, say, Final Fantasy VII Remake for PS4, but then also release it for PS5, and any other episodes that come out in the near future, doubt, would also then be on both platforms for PS4 and PS5. Again, because backwards compatibility is a thing with this next generation of consoles, it's going to make it a lot easier, not having to develop for the cell architecture and figure out how do we port that to x86. None of that bull crap. It's all going to be good. But speaking of ports, and by ports I mean ripoffs, and by ripoffs I mean homages, and by homages I'm talking about Temtem.
Would you like some aloe vera?
Which is the Pokemon MMO that has come to PC. Well, it has surpassed 500,000 copies sold over on Steam, and this is currently in a beta type setup. They're still looking to come out with this for the PS4 and the Switch, and once they actually do get it on consoles, that number will probably increase. But people getting stuff out of the Pokemon-like franchise while not having to deal with Game Freak, who has been notoriously not open to criticism and constructive feedback, we'll hopefully see if this develops into a game that people play for many years to come, kind of like Pokemonsters. And people have been poking around in Target's inventory system, at least Target employees have, and they have found that there are listings for new in Apple TV, a new iPod Touch, new Apple Watch bands, as well as new over-the-ear Apple Airpods. So this is going to be something that could be potentially cool. It's called the Airpods X Generation, looking to start for $400, probably going to be just Apple's version of their Beats by Dre, which they also own, just porting that technology over, maybe introducing some of the features that you have come to expect from the AirPods and AirPods Pro, such as the active noise cancellation, the easy pairing with iPhones, and all of that good stuff. Obviously, this is just a rumor at this point. It's only been found in Target's inventory system. Apple hasn't talked about any of this as of yet, but would you like AirPods that go over your ears? Let me know down in the comments. Reece is shaking his head, yes, nodding his head. Shaking is this way, nodding is this way, and I'm gonna go with the shaking the head from the TSA because they said their employees are not allowed to make TikTok videos while they're working. Stop it. The TSA has said that some of their employees have been using TikTok as part of TSA's social media outreach, which I don't know why a defunct, non-useful government organization needs social media outreach, maybe to hire more people for not catching people for doing things that they're not supposed to do. And oh, look, you have a bottle of water, better pour that out. Oh, sir, you've consumed an entire bottle of vodka to not have to dump it out. Come right through. Great stuff, okay? You know, there's been plenty of reports that have come out showing that the TSA doesn't actually catch what it's supposed to. Why they need social media outreach, I'm not sure, but since the Chinese government is apparently, allegedly, according to the US government, interfering with TikTok and capturing all of the sensitive stuff, they're gonna stop that. No TSA TikTok outreach. Disgusting. I'm disgusted, Reece. But what I'm not disgusted by is this new Realme X50 Pro 5G phone. Reece, okay, I want you to give me a price point for a phone that has the latest Snapdragon 865, a 90 hertz refresh rate, a 5G modem, 12 gigabytes of RAM, 6 gigabytes of RAM, OLED display, and up to 256 gigabytes of UFS 3.0 storage. And it has 65 watt fast charging. Guess how much? Give me a price.
$1,000 plus.
$600. The Realme Pro X5G. That's the only reason I'm talking about it. The price for the specs is amazing. I love it. Look at this. It's great. Check it out at the link in the video description, or don't, because I mean, who buys Realme phones? I don't see them anywhere. Anyways, that's my issue. But you know where I don't see Starship, SpaceX in LA? Disgusting. How could they not be there? Well, SpaceX has now been approved to build Starship factory and research hub in LA because Musk just hates traffic, doesn't want to go anywhere besides where he lives. So just bam. Port of Los Angeles has approved a permit for the facility in a unanimous 12-0 vote. Getting all of their Starlink satellites going to Mars is super important. LA needs to be known for that. I mean, Florida gets all of the space launches. Shouldn't LA have some space launches? I obviously know that a lot of that has to do with like the rotation and the flights and trajectory stuff. I'm not a physicist, okay? But I'm just saying LA is not known for enough stuff right now. Speaking of another Elon Musk venture, Tesla and Panasonic are no longer going to be working together on solar cells made for their roofs. This is coming out of their New York Gigafactory 2 plant. The Panasonic saying that it's no longer going to help in the solar roof tiles, but that shouldn't affect the rollout of version 3 of the solar roof that Tesla is working on, and also has no bearing on the electric vehicle batteries that are going into their Tesla vehicles. So there's that. Tesla, Panasonic, Rift developing. Speaking of a Rift developing, Disney just riffed off their CEO, or technically he resigned. He stepped down. Disney CEO Bob Iger stepped down. He got Disney Plus off the ground. He did the cinematic universe. They bought Fox. He's done now, okay? He's gonna help with some creative endeavors through the end of his contract next year, but he's done. He's done being the CEO. He's over now. It was done yesterday. It's gone. Just like this episode of Hot News. It's over. You're welcome. I'm so sorry. Don't forget, we're giving away this beastly PC. Come trade in your console. Upgrade from the console peasant life to the PC console life. It looks like the Xbox Series X, which is why we're having people giving their consoles. Anyways, we'll see you next week for that. And yeah, let me know. Is the Kool-Aid Man the body or the liquid? Need to know. What do you think? Down below. We're gonna leave a poll up there actually. Okay, bye. Damn Pokemons.